In our last episode, we put our posts in the ground and built the base frame of our Earthfast structure. Now it's time to turn our attention to the roof, starting with the construction of our principal rafters. CJ made our rafters using a saw, wood chisels, and some simple joinery. He secured the beams at the top with a half lap joint and then added a cross lap collar tie to further stabilize them. We then took them apart and labeled the pieces for ease of transport and reassembly. Next, CJ, with the assistance of Ranger Terry, hammered in the permanent pins in preparation for installation. And here's the final product after it's been pinned. The rafter looks like a large letter A. The wooden pins or dowels that are holding together our building are known as tree nails, also pronounced trennels or trunnels. To make a tree nail, it helps to have a shaving bench like this one, which has a pedal-operated vise clamp. You simply place the piece of wood in the vise, engage the pedal with your feet, and then shave off layers of bark and wood with a draw knife until you get down to the desired size. Our tree nails, which are mainly made of Yopon holly, range from 3/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch in diameter. To install our principal rafters, we also enlisted the help of Ranger Patrick, who along with CJ, Terry, and I brought our total up to 4 people, the most that we had working on the project at any given time. We predetermined the spacing of the rafters and then lifted the first one into position, temporarily anchoring it by lashing it to a vertical pole rising up in the frame's interior.
So now we are...
Next, we trunneled each leg to the plate, and once they were secure, we had our first rafter in place. We installed the second rafter on the opposite end, in symmetrical arrangement with the first, and then finally fastened the third one in the middle. We tied them together with long dowel rods to hold them in place until we could secure them with permanent purlins. Now it's time to start working on the ends of the roof and installing our hip rafters, because this building is going to have a hip roof, meaning that the ends of the roof are going to slope upward to the main peak.
So with hip roofs, we weren't entirely sure what this was going to look like. So both to help you and us, we put in 2 temporary hip rafters to give John and I a better idea what the overall silhouette of the building is going to eventually look like. One of the reasons that we went with a hipped roof is because it allows us to make the overall pitch of the building less steep, unlike that very Jacobean look that you see behind us on the common house. The other thing is that it requires less labor. The shorter the pitch means the less ladders and the less danger that you're going to have working up at a higher peak while still maintaining a very late 17th century facade.
Finally, we attached our hip rafters on the north and south ends. Rather than using collar ties as we did with the principal ones, we added 2 jack rafters on each side to complete the hips. This is one of the purlins, the lightweight horizontal members that will soon be part of the roof. It's made from one of several small pine trees that Ranger Patrick cut in half for us. The purpose of purlins is to provide structural support to the roof by helping to hold the rafters in place. Here you can see we already have 6 purlins pinned in to complete the west side of the roof frame.
We just finished putting in our last purlin here on the north side of the north hip part of the roof. You can see it right there. You can also see a lot of the other trunnels coming out of the other purlins that were installed over the last couple of weeks. We still have a couple of places that we skipped over when we ran out of trunnels. John's going to make us up a few more.
So I made up a few more tree nails, CJ tacked them in, and now the frame of the roof is finally done. At this point, we have 140 tree nails holding the building together. In our next episode, we'll explore the materials and techniques that the colonists would have used not only to cover their roofs, but also to make the walls of their temporary Earthfast structures. Until then, thanks for watching and for your continued support of South Carolina State Parks.